my name is Mohammed Imambetov, and I'll be presenting you my final project on Google Cloud BigTable. Let's start with the overview. At first, we will discuss the Google Cloud BigTable, the actual technology, then some tools that I used in my demo, with the problem statement, dataset I used, and operating system and the software, after which we will go through the demo, how it's run, results that I got, and summary at the end. So what is Google Cloud BigTable? It's basically NoSQL database and distributed storage system for the structured data. It can scale to a very large size and handle any amount of operations per second that Google has to manage. If I remember correctly, it's around millions per second. It offers low latency and high throughput because it implements different data model to, let's say, Amazon DynamoDB. It also cuts down on usual relational database features, and Google Cloud BigTable is actually the database that is used in Google Search, Gmail, Google Maps, Google Analytics, and Google Earth. I used two main tools in my demo. The first is Cloud BigTable HBase client for Java, because we can interact with BigTable using it. It also allows us to write Java applications that communicate with Cloud BigTable through the open source HBase API. It is also available in the Maven repository. Another tool that I used is Google Cloud SDK. It's a set of tools for the cloud platform. We can use it to access and manage Google Cloud products and services, including the BigTable from the command line. You can think of it as Amazon, you can think of it as AWS CLI. Okay, the problem statement. So the main goal of my final project is basically to create a structured and manageable dataset based on a set of listed names. By assigning them with number IDs in the provided order, the dataset will have many applications. So, for example, a list of students is created on a first-come basis for the course registration. If we store them in Google Cloud BigTable and assign each individual a number ID, the university could select first 10, 100, or any randomly allocated all of them in different numbers. So, the dataset. My dataset consists of a string array. Although BigTable allows us to scale to a large amount of data, I decided to use rather small scale, and for the purpose of this project I chose only 24 random student names that are sorted in the first come basis order. This is the string of students, the array of strings. So Adam Smith registered first, then John Doe, and Olivia Baker was last one. I'm working on MacBook Pro running macOS Sierra version 10.12.1. The software I used to develop my demo are obviously Xcode, Java 8, Apache Maven, Cloud SDK, Google Cloud SDK. Xcode is used for the coding, Java environment to Java applications, Apache Maven as a HBase interface with the Google Cloud and Google Cloud SDK to connect to a BigTable account. Okay. At first, in order to work with the BigTable, we need to have an active project in our platform. Once we create an account, the project will be automatically started, and it will be called my first project, so we don't really have to create another one. then we will need to launch a BigTable instance. And the way to do that is to navigate to the menu, scroll down, find the BigTable, and then the pop-up window will come like this. We can create the instance, we can change its properties, that's the name, ID. Once it's done, it will be created. We need to take note of our project ID and instance ID because we will need them later. So at this point we are going to discuss the demo with my code snippets. So we need to first create the table name, the column family name, and the column name for the BigTable. Right, and it's done here. Our table will be called students with the column family name CF1, it doesn't really matter, and the column name. So we have a table students, we'll have a family name, the column family name of CF1, and inside of it we'll have the column name. We need to connect to our BigTable account, and this is the way to do this. Project ID and instance ID are from before, from here. This is done to make sure that the one connecting to it is me and not someone else. So we have an admin API. It lets us create and manage or delete tables. At this point our connection to BigTable is ended because we already have the admin permissions and rights. We can create a table with a single column family name inside of CF1. So we print on the command line prompt create table plus the name of the table, which is the students, and then we create a table using admin API. If we want to delete the table, we first have to disable it and only then delete. Okay, once we have created our table, we naturally need to put some data into it. And the way to do it is we first need to retrieve the table from our connection, and then we need to put the data, but before we do that, we need to print on the command line from the writing certain names to the table so we can know that we have achieved this step. And the way we do this, we have our string array of all the students and we traverse them from the first one until the last one, and each row will have a unique row key, which is the student ID. This way we can assign each student name with a student ID, and we do it 10 times, and each time we traverse it, the string row key will be changed to a different variable, and each time the data will be put inside our BigTable table. Okay, so at this point we have our BigTable table, and we need to have some ways to interact with it. Let's say we want to get all the student names that have registered for the course. At first we need to scan across all the rows. Obviously right now we print it to know that we are at this point, and then we use the interface for client-side scanning result scanner into our table, and then we print every student from the scanner, which is at this point all students from the list. Please keep in mind that right now we are retrieving the data in the type array of bytes, so they may not necessarily be in the order of the first come. We can as well get we can also retrieve a single student name. Let's say we want to know who was the third to register. At this point we just need to create a string variable with its row key, and then get its result from the BigTable table, assign it to that, and just print it. Using this method, we can get first 10 students that registered for a course before everyone else. So we need to have a loop from 0 until 10, 10 excluded, so 0 till 9. The 10 variables, row key string will be changed each time we iterate the loop, and then we will get that data and print it to check if we did everything right. So running the code. Provided that we have installed Google Cloud SDK with Apache Maven, we can run the code. First, we need to initialize our Google Cloud SDK by running gcloud init in the terminal, and then we need to load our Apache Maven environment by loading bash. You can have a look at my report to see the steps in order to install the Apache Maven, because I'm running macOS Sierra, it doesn't have it built in, and I had to do everything manually. So once we finish those steps, we can build the sample using Maven. And yeah, once you type bash and enter, then you will be inside this environment bash, and then you will have this command mvn, which is Maven, and then we can do mvn package to build the project that we are looking for at the current directory. We run the code by executing this Java application using Maven, mvn, execute Java, BigTable, project ID, and instance ID, which we used before. So results from our run. We have the created table students from our slide 2, writing students from our slide 3, and we retrieve all the names which are not assigned in the order. At this point we can print only a single student that we want. Let's say it was the third one, student ID 2 Michael Davis. Let's check it quickly. Yeah, Michael Davis was third, 1, 2, 3. And then we can print the first 10 students: Adam Smith, John Doe, Michael Davis, etc. And yeah. At the end, obviously, we need to delete the table. There's no need to keeping it unless I wanna. Yeah, in this demo, I delete them. So, the summary. Google Cloud BigTable is a very good technology. I learned a lot about it, how it works, and how it is used to power analytics and Earth Google services. I also obtained a valuable experience in interacting with this interface, HBase API, and Apache Maven. Although it was difficult, it doesn't provide you elaborate guidelines to them to establish working dependencies, and sometimes it's difficult to find the source of errors when operating in it. Overall, it's a very good documentation and service. It has a very intuitive interface and provides a well-written documentation. Not to mention its vast features and applications that would take years to fully explore at a professional level. Obviously, I would definitely recommend BigTable because cloud computing is evolving and Google is a large corporation, and the way Google Search, Google Maps, and every core service of Google work and how fast they work, it's all thanks to the BigTable. Okay, I would like to express my gratitude to our professor Zoran Georgievich and everyone else who helped him to work on this class. I thank all my classmates and fellow students. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.